And me and the DGB, we agreed that he was not to do that trial. And that once he had case managed to trial ready status, he was to refer to us so that we could decide who we allocate that matter to. That never happened. Once he finished case managing that matter, he decided to go straight and hear the evidence. By that time, the horse had bolted. We couldn't say, but you shouldn't have started this matter. And it's a source of embarrassment. Even the CJ called me one of those instances. I mean, there was an allegation that he was drinking tea during the trial. I called him and he said, no, he's got a medical condition where he's got to drink a warm liquid all the time. That's the explanation that Maumela gave me. But I'm just saying, this matter was in the spotlight. And when eventually his health condition was given to us as a reason why he couldn't continue that matter, we had to make sure that we replace him that matter. But he was never meant to hear that matter from day one. That fortifies my view that he had demonstrated to me as his head of court that he was prone to being incompetent. And that's why I continue to say he's made himself guilty of gross incompetence.
And they say when it rains, it pours, right? Now, something miraculous, something interesting has happened. Judge President in the Gauteng division has revealed that, listen, I was surprised how Judge Maumela became the judge in the Meyiwa case. Mind you, a judge that is supposed to know anything that is happening in the Gauteng division, right, is saying, no, I don't know how he ended up being a judge. We never, ever, ever, we never asked him to be part of the main trial. Somehow, he hijacked the trial and he became the judge. And it is what they said that became very interesting. They say, we knew that he was incompetent. Such words. We knew that he was incapable of taking care of the case of Senzo Meyiwa. We knew. Now, the reason, when I saw this, I'm going to tell you something, guys, and please blame it on me, his wife, and also those who are legally advising me. There is something that Advocate Tefo said. What you are about to hear, Tefo said it. And I'm shocked that Tefo said it. And now it comes out exactly the way Tefo... It is not yet exactly, but Tefo said that there is something wrong. And he even revealed how and who went and told Judge Maumela to be part of this and what was the incentive behind all of that. But for the sake of his safety, because he is in prison, we knew that if we had to release that to the public, they're going to come for him. So that's why in the conversation that he had with me, by the way, that conversation, you will notice that it's 40 minutes. But actually, we had to trim certain things out or cut certain things, edit some things out that Advocate Tefo told us, this is what happened. You remember in that conversation where Advocate Tefo spoke about a budget or money that was taken from the intelligence fund, which was about 250 million. Let me stop it there. But yeah, so today we are talking about Judge allegedly it was taken from the Crime Intelligence Department fund, right? 250 million. Allegedly. Let's pass. I never said anything along those lines. So today, I see certain things that were said by the man. And I'm like, wait a minute. Tefo said this. Tefo said this. Tefo said this. But there's something that I also said. And that is, I put it to you that you do this. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads It's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. All right, now listen to this one game. Mlambo was giving evidence on Monday at the Judicial Service Commission Tribunal probing gross misconduct and gross incompetence charges against Judge Maumela. Right, listen to this. Probing gross misconduct to gross incompetence.
Perhaps I need to mention this, that, and it's a question that I've had to deal with, and probably this is a platform I can use to provide my explanation. You would know that Judge Maumela was the first trial judge in this matter, so-called Senzo Meyiwa trial. A lot of people asked me why I allocated that matter to him. There are views that have been expressed that he was struggling to run that trial properly, correctly. And I want to tell this commission, this tribunal, that as part of my view that he should not be given work that would be onerous for him. When criminal matters come to the division, they don't go to the trial role, they go to the pre-trial role. And when they're in the pre-trial role, they are allocated to judges randomly. And this matter was allocated to Judge Maumela to case manage until it was trial ready. DJP, who's more operational, told me that he had been informed by Judge DeForce, who's in charge of the criminal trials, that the Senzo Meyiwa trial was being case managed by Judge Maumela. And there's a reason why he told us, because we had to decide who we allocate that trial to. And me and the DJP, we agreed that he was not to do that trial. And that once he had case managed to trial ready status, he was to refer to us so that we could decide who we allocate that matter to. That never happened. Once he finished case managing that matter, he decided to go straight and hear the evidence. By that time, the horse had bolted. We couldn't say, but you shouldn't have started this matter. And it's a source of embarrassment. Even the CJ called me one of those instances. I mean, there was an allegation that he was drinking tea during the trial. I called him and he said, no, he's got a medical condition where he's got to drink a warm liquid all the time. That's the explanation Judge Maumela gave me. But I'm just saying, this matter was in the spotlight. And when eventually his health condition was given to us as a reason why he couldn't continue that matter, we had to make sure that we replaced him that matter. But he was never meant to hear that matter from day one. That fortifies my view that he had demonstrated to me as his head of court that he was prone to being incompetent. And that's why I continue to say he's made himself guilty of gross incompetence.
And charges against Maumela. And you say, wait a minute, Bongan, why are you emphasizing on these two? Probing gross misconduct and probing incompetence. It's fine. You don't get it, forget about it. Maumela is accused of not meeting the target when handing down reserved judgment within 3 to 6 months in 52 matters since 2013. Listen carefully. Look in how many matters? Hey, Buffett. in 52 matters since 2013. In one matter, he took at least 5 years to make a ruling in a medical negligence case. The complainant died before the ruling was made. Sure. Yo. According to Mlambo, who's Mlambo? Who's Mlambo? I'll answer you. Who's Mlambo? Familiarize yourself with the word Mlambo. There were views that Maumela was struggling with handling the Meyiwa trial. He says, as the head of court, Mlambo said, now you see now who's the head of court? Who's speaking here? Judge President. He says, no, as a head of court, Mlambo said, they knew that Maumela was not fit to preside over Meyiwa trial, and was of the view that he should not be given the work that will overwhelm him. Now, listen to what Judge President said. As the head of court, Mlambo said he knew that Maumela was not fit to preside over the Meyiwa trial, and was on the view that he should not be given work that will overwhelm him. Then Mlambo said he felt it was imperative that he explain how Maumela ended up leading the proceeding. Now, I know you're saying, Bongs, Vele, if that's the case, how did he end up being the judge in the Meyiwa case? Whoa, wait. I don't know. Maybe Mlambo, he's got an answer for us, right? Maybe, just maybe. But just listen to this very carefully. You will see something. You will see that there are shenanigans that are happening behind the scenes. Listen to this one. So Mlambo says, hey, I was surprised how he ended up in the Meyiwa case. I was surprised. When matters come to the division, they don't go to the trial role. They go to the pre-trial role. And when they are in the pre-trial role, they are allocated to judge randomly. So this matter was allocated to Judge Maumela. Listen carefully. This matter was allocated to Judge Maumela to case manage until was a trial ready. So in other words, we say to you, sit here temporarily, until we decide that who should preside over this. But temporarily sit here. Do this for now. That's the message here. He was never appointed to say, take this matter forward. Then he continues to say, Mlambo said, together with the Deputy Judge President DJP, Aubrey Pango Ledwaba, they were informed by other judges that Maumela was the one who was managing the trial. There is a reason why he told us, because he had to decide wait. There is a reason why he told us, because we had to decide who we are going to allocate the trial. Me and the DJP judge, Deputy Judge President, right? We agreed that that he was not to do that trial. In other words, we agreed that the trial of Senzo Meyiwa, we saw how complicated and difficult that might be, and we knew that he was not the right person for that. You see what I'm trying to say? So the Judge President, they were like, we never allocated this to this man. How did he end up there? And that's what I'm saying. If Advocate therefore was not behind bars, what he said, I would have released it to the public. And you will understand. And mind you, whatever this is happening, he said it before. And if I were to release what he said, and then you put 1 + 1, you will see the conclusion. And don't even ask me to do so, because we decided to withhold that information for the sake of his safety in prison. And mind you, he gave that information voluntarily, but we're like, no, this information, we're not going to release it for your own safety. We're not going to release this information. Me and the wife and the others, we agreed that this information should not be released. He said, Maumela was informed that after he had completed the pre-trial proceeding, he should notify them and they will make an official decision regarding a suitable judge for the trial. Listen to this one. He said, Maumela was informed that after he has completed the pre-trial proceeding, he should notify them and they will make an official decision regarding a suitable judge for the trial. And he was like, so you're still going to make the decision whether I'm in or out, right? So he was like, you know what? I'm not going to inform the judge, president, and I'm not going to inform the deputy president. What I'm going to do, they won't stop me once I'm in the case. Once I've started with the case, they won't stop me. So I'm going to go in. So he went in. They were like, wait a minute. Who appointed you to this case? Hey! Ziabuya, Ziakala. So that never happened. Once he finished managing the matter, he decided to go straight and hear the evidence. By that time, it was late. We couldn't say, but you shouldn't have started this. They were like, hey, Baba. As the people who are involved, who are presiding, who are overseeing things that are happening in court, in the Gauteng division, we don't approve you to be there. We see the complications that comes with this case, but he's like, no, I'm going to be there, right? And I understand also where they're coming from, because whatever is happening, we ask questions to say, what is this judge president saying, right? We were, like, honestly speaking, everything that we see in court and what things that happened under Judge Maumela, some of them have now, have changed the public perception. And I wouldn't say forever, maybe they will convince us otherwise, but the damage has been, that it has caused, right? It is unthinkable. It is unthinkable, right? The question is, how did he end up there? You see, if you can find that, if you can crack that, you would have cracked this whole thing. If you can crack how he ended up there and who was involved, the people that were behind him taking over that case, you'll be shocked. I just want to leave it there, but you will be shocked. Those are the things that someone revealed it and say, this person was appointed on this date and this was the incentive and this was the incentive. I will leave it there. Mlambo said he was embarrassed. Listen to this one. The judge president says, I was embarrassed. He even received a call from Chief Justice Raymond Zondo telling him that Maumela was drinking tea during proceeding. Then he says, I called him and he said he has a medical condition where he has to drink warm liquid and all the time. And that's the reason that he gave me. Ushi judge president, guys, not me. Mlambo said, they received a report about the medical condition. They decided that it was best to replace him. But he was never meant to hear the matter from day one. He had demonstrated to me as the head of court that he was prone to be incompetent. Hey, listen to these words. Listen to what the judge president says. But he was never meant to hear that matter from day one. He has demonstrated to me as the head of court or as a judge president. Guys, you are not hearing what I'm hearing. Come on. But he was never meant to hear this from matter from day one. He has demonstrated to me as the head of court that he was prone to be incompetent. That's why I continue to say he made himself guilty of gross incompetence. He made himself guilty of incompetence. Then says, if found guilty, Maumela could face impeachment. Guys, I'm saying to you, if you want to find the juicy and the gist of the matter in this case, there's something that you need to find. You need to ask yourself a question. Who appointed him? If you can crack that, you've cracked this case. If you can find if you are into this, into investigation, right? Say for instance, you are an IO. Track how he was appointed. Just search. That's what you need to follow up. If you can find how he was appointed, you will find a lot of details there. Who appointed him? But listen to this one. If you are an investigative journalist, that's also, I give you the same job. Go do that job. Intelligence department, go gather the such information. It is the duty of a member of intelligence to gather intelligence, right? Meaning information that is not an ordinary citizen or people in general wouldn't have. So if you are in the intelligence department, this is a responsibility, and you just want to crack this one. This is simple. Just go and find this. I'm just directing you which path. Follow this. Who appointed him? If you can follow that, you'll crack this one. Who appointed? How did he become the judge here? How did he become the presiding officer in this one? If you can crack that, you are done. You're done with this one. You will crack a lot of things. Now, it's so sad, and I must emphasize this. It's so sad to hear this. To hear that there are judges that are a judge president will be like, look, when you're incompetent. And this thing, it goes back to this thing. Do you remember what is happening in court? What is happening in parliament? More than 5 magistrates are facing the same things. They are facing criminal charges, and they might be removed from the role of this judicial service. Why? Because of this thing of incompetence and criminal behavior. And the reason I'm emphasizing on this is because, you can be robbed by a lawyer. You can be robbed by an advocate, a state advocate or a state prosecutor. But the person that is supposed to be fair to you is a judge. All these people might get things wrong, but you're the judge. And that's the last hope. So when we hear things like this, you must understand the effect it has on the dignity of each judicial service. I always say, when I was referring to Rata, to say whatever Rata is happening, whatever Rata is doing, it is an image, and is creating an image and a perception in people's mind about judicial service. So you have to be careful of how you deal with the matters of judicial, right? How judges behave, how in an example, how police behave, everything that these people are doing, it has got So this I say so that people can understand. Say for instance, you are a member of an institution. It is within your responsibility to protect its credibility, its image. So when you look on an contrary, you look at the things that are happening. What Zungu did, that man did a lot of damage in the credibility and the image of South African police service. What is happening in the Senzo Meyiwa case by the police themselves, it has got there's negative connotation that is now being associated with police because of the police that are involved in the Meyiwa case. What is happening in terms of the NPA, what is happening there in the local sense of Meyiwa case by Advocate Baloyi, when it was brought to our attention that there was case 636 and case 375, and we had to look at now at the evidence in case 636, and we say you made a decision on the basis of this, that conclusion has got negative effect in the NPA and their prosecution. And it's a fact, right? The trust, the credibility, the image is distorted. It's a fact. When people have less trust, remember incident like this, right? Coming to the judges, what Maumela did, Everything that happened there, it has got negative effect. There's negative connotation that will be associated with that, right? Like I said the other time, things that are happening in the Meyiwa case, they are advertising the country either in a bad or a good way. Tourists may decide on the basis of what they are seeing there, but not just tourists. The citizens form public opinion and perception on the basis of what is happening in that court. And so if justice does not prevail, people's trust to the judicial, to the prosecutors, to the police will go down. This case was supposed to redeem the dignity of the judicial, of the prosecutors, and the South African Police Service at large. But unfortunately, you brought liars of notes, scammers of notes like your Zungus that took stand in that case, continuously destroying the credibility and the image of South African Police Service. And I say this without a fear of contradiction. In general, look at how people trust the South African Police Service. But that does not necessarily mean that entirely the organization, everybody who's in that organization is corrupt. That's not to say that. And I know police that love their job. And I won't emphasize, or I can't emphasize that enough. I know police that love their job. They live their job. They breathe their job. They talk their job. I know police that do their job like you will be like, wow, I like the behavior of this police, right? But unfortunately, they are being overshadowed by the cruelty and these nonsensical things that we say about Zungu lying in court. It's a fact. Same thing with prosecutors. There are prosecutors. I'll give an example about it. You see the guy in the prosecutor in the Thabo Baxter story. I like the way he's so prepared, the way he does things. In that case, I'm with the state, right? I like the preparedness, you know what I'm saying, how they go about things. You see a state prosecutor that is well prepared, and you can see, man, everything that guy does. But unfortunately, that case does not have the same traction. In the Meyiwa, look, the Meyiwa case has got a lot of traction over the Thabo Baxter story. So if you want to save the credibility of prosecutors, the one in the Meyiwa case should excel more because it has got more credibility, it has got more traction. Talking about judicial perception, and that is created in the general public. Look, you will find judges that are being fair, but I'm telling you, people will forever remember what happened in the Meyiwa case. Whether you're talking of Durban, whether you're talking of the AKA issue in Durban, whether you're talking of the one in the Thabo Baxter story, whatever you're talking about, I'm telling you, people will always reference the Meyiwa case because that's the case that dominated the South African media, and people are more attracted to that case over everything. If you don't believe what I'm saying, the AKA case is being compared to the Meyiwa case. You can see that, right? So what that tells you is that the Meyiwa, if you are to restore the dignity, the credibility, and the image of any institution that is involved in the judicial in justice in general, you are to do it in the Meyiwa case. And if you fail there, I'm telling you, to redeem your dignity, it's going to be more difficult. So do I say that I feel like to those who are sitting in authority, whether you are in correctional service, you are in charge of correctional service, whether you are in charge of the judicial, like JP, the Gauteng division, JP, whether you are in charge of the South African Police Service, Masemola, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're in charge of the national prosecutors, I forgot who's in charge there. I believe if you are to look into this thing, something that I've highlighted, and understand that this is not just a case. It's a matter of public image. It's a matter of credibility. If you were to make sure that if there's a case that we need to set a standard, it's the Meyiwa case, and try to make sure anybody that is leading any organization that is involved in the Meyiwa case, even if you are involved in transporting document, but try by all means to save the dignity of your organization in making sure that whatever is needed out of you, you do it to the perfection. That is what is going to redeem the dignity of the dignity, the dignity, the credibility, and the image of the organizations. But unfortunately, people will continue to fumble in that case. And the more they continue to fumble in that case, it's the more they destroy the credibility of the organizations. Not to say there are no one in those organizations who are truthful and honest and who are true to their jobs. I still say there are individuals in those organizations who are true to their jobs. I've just made an example about the prosecutor in the prosecutor in the Thabo Baxter story. Hey, that guy, the agility, everything that he does, man, yo, it's so encouraging. And I'm not alone in that one. I've seen a lot of people that are like, wow. You know what I'm saying? People are excited when that man speaks, man. Yo, I heard a lot of people saying, you know, we wish that the state prosecutor, like Silo, the one in the Thabo Baxter story, was the one in the Mehiwa case, and you know what I'm saying? Why? Because of the manner in which the men conduct themselves. It just excites us. You know, we feel, because whatever is happening there, let me tell you this, it might be about Mehiwa, but the truth of the matter is that we see ourselves in the story. And that's what you should understand. So that's why we form a perception that we will form, because we see ourselves in the story. The thinking is, that means if I were to be found on the wrong side of the law, this is how I'm going to be treated. That's exactly how we feel. That's why we react the way we react. That's why we form the perceptions that we form, because we think if one of my loved family were to found themselves in the wrong side of the law, that's how they're going to be treated. Is this what I'm going to experience? Hence the negative reaction. So you need to understand that we are involved in everything that is happening. We are involved because it is directly affecting us. To us, it is affecting us psychologically and emotionally, spiritually right now, though it's not affecting us physically right now. So you understand how involved we are in these things. That is how these people who are in charge of this organization should understand matters, and they should stand firm in making sure that they redeem the credibility and the image of any of the organizations. Take this video to anyone who's sitting in high places and just make them listen to this and tell me if they will disagree with me here. Till we meet such look on the next one. Please take care.